Curiouser and curiouser. Philippine President Rodrigo Duterte says he's retiring from politics, fueling speculation he's clearing the way for his daughter, Davao City Mayor Sara Duterte Carpio, to run in next year's polls to succeed him. This despite her filing for re-election as mayor. Johnson Manabat has tonight's top story.
In a surprising turn of events, President Rodrigo Duterte says he is retiring from politics after his term ends next year. This following his withdrawal from the PDP Laban nomination for vice president. In late August, Duterte said he would run for vice president, a development met with criticism. A social weather station survey showed 60% of respondents believe Duterte's earlier decision to run for the second highest post in the land violates the Constitution's intent.
The overwhelming, sentiment of the Filipino is that I am not qualified and it would be a violation of the Constitution to circumvent the law, the spirit of the Constitution. And today, I announce my retirement from politics. Salamat po sa inyong lahat.
The president's withdrawal from his party's nomination was not made public until his long-term aide and now Senator Christopher Bongo filed a certificate of candidacy for vice president.
Given that President Rodrigo Duterte decided to withdraw his acceptance of nomination, I am here to take on the challenge as the PDP's vice presidential candidate.
PDP Laban originally nominated Go as their party's standard bearer. Despite the senator's public pronouncements, he was not interested. Duterte was supposed to be his running mate. Saturday's twist evoked what happened in the filing of COCs for the 2016 elections. Interior Undersecretary Martin Dino, then the chairperson of the Volunteers Against Crime and Corruption, and a member of PDP Laban, initially filed his COC as the standard bearer of the ruling party, but eventually withdrew his candidacy to pave the way to then Davao Mayor Duterte, who ran and won as president. On ANC's top story, political professor Aris Arugay says expect such developments to happen all the way until the deadline of substitution of nominees for the 2022 elections on November 15th.
I think there's still going to be a lot of changes, and I won't be surprised if there's a substitution, because we've seen this before, and we might likely see this again.
Go says if he wins the vice presidency, he will continue with the program started by the Duterte administration, adding there would be no let-up in Duterte's war against criminals and drug addicts. On Saturday, Davao City Mayor Sara Duterte Carpio has filed her candidacy for a third and final term. She chairs the regional Hugpong ng Pagbabago and is also a member of the Hugpong sa Tawong Lunsod in Davao City. She has ruled out joining national political parties. The eldest daughter of President Duterte emerged in Pulse Asia's recent election survey as the most preferred presidential candidate among Filipinos for next year's polls. Earlier, Duterte Carpio said her father's acceptance of his party's vice presidential nomination takes her out of the 2022 national elections. With Duterte out of the national race next year, is there a possibility Filipinos might see the president's daughter gunning for the top post?
I do think that's still a possibility. Like, filing candidacies can be withdrawn, and I think what the administration wants, and I think what I would, if I would be the administration, I would want to field the strongest candidate and for presidency. And given that Sara Duterte, while her numbers have not increased, remains the top contender for the presidency if we base on surveys alone.
Johnson Manabat, ABS-CBN News.